Awesome. We're live.
Are we live?
We are. We're at the awkward time where we're just waiting for people.
That's awesome. How is everyone's day going?
My day's good. My day is a 2 a.m. day right now. What about you guys?
Not
2
bad.
a.m. Wow. Where are you located, Shreya?
I'm in London, as if you didn't already know that.
Whoa.
Where are you, Daniel? Yeah.
Oh, I'm in San Francisco, California. How about Beau?
I'm on the North Coast in Boston.
Ooh.
Emily, where are you at?
East Coast in North Carolina.
Wow. Yangchi, what about you?
I'm in Davis right now. I'm originally from the Bay Area, but I'm in Davis right now. And it was actually like the first day of school for the OZA.
Wait, Shreya,
Davis.
are we sure we're live? I can't see it on my Twitch.
We're live. It might just reload the page if it doesn't show up. I see
Okay.
it.
Awesome. Oh yeah, we are live.
But yeah, Yangchi, I feel that first day vibe. I'll be joining you in Davis in like 2 weeks. Not actually joining you, but I'll be there. We'll wait like a couple of minutes for a few more people to join.
So if you all are joining now, we are the team at Bit Project, and we're going to be talking about our new open source initiative to help people learn how to become software engineers. Also, hello. I don't know how to pronounce that, but hello.
We can show
Yo, everyone.
on screen. This is so exciting. I know we're excited too.
I don't know who this could be, but hey yo to Daniel.
I wonder.
Huh.
Also, while we're waiting, our social media team puts a lot of effort into our social media, so go follow us.
Oh, Gabby. Nice to meet you, Gabby. My name is Daniel.
Hi, Gabby.
So,
Daniel.
yeah, so what has everyone been up to for the winter break? How has everyone's vacation been?
I think we've all, yeah, go ahead.
Just saying I was getting some sleep.
Sleep is important. Yeah, I actually went to the beach. It was really cool. I haven't been to like a sandy beach in a while. It was pretty nice.
Nice.
You are not late. We are gonna start like 3 or 4 minutes late, so you know, you're fine. Let's start in like a minute or something. You know, we gotta give people the time to come find our amazing Twitch. Also, you guys should go and follow us on Twitch, you know, just like a very obvious non-hidden plug. So,
Please follow us if you guys are coming before we started, especially on our social media too.
Also, check out these slides. They look so amazing.
yeah, we will be sharing the link to the slides. So watch out for that. I think, Shreya, you can just share this link to the slides.
Yeah, I can. I need to change permissions because I think right now everyone can edit it. So let me do that and you guys get to see it on your end. Restricted. Yes. And copy link.
Slides are always popping, you know. I gotta say, our design team is. Did you just lock yourself out of the?
My God. Oh my God.
Sure.
I'm dead.
Let me change it. Oh shoot! I got locked out of it, Shreya. What did you do?
Oh my God, Nadia. Well, we can.
Shreya,
If you want to share my screen.
Oh, you have it?
Shoot,
Yeah, I'm sharing right now.
Okay, cool. Can you go to the very first slide?
Yeah.
We can basically get started now. This is kind of an amazing reflection of 2020, you know, and how things can go very, very wrong in a very quick instant. Okay, so let's get started. Can we go to the first slide? Okay, cool. Welcome to BitCamp 2021. I'm your host, Daniel Kim. I'm the president of Bit Project, which is a student organization that is fully virtual, that is designed to help you get started in tech and hopefully land an amazing job. And I work full-time at a company doing something called developer advocacy, which means I get to do this full-time, which is work with developers, help them get started with certain technologies, and be the best they can be. So yeah, let's go to the next slide. So when I was in college, there was a lot of problems for me when I was first getting started as a freshman, because people are always telling me like, hey, you need to do side projects to get a good job in tech. But the fact was, like, it was super hard to get started with side projects, because I was like, you have to know all of these new technologies for me to even like make a very simple project. So like it was really hard because I didn't know like what I need to learn first, and like even what to build. So I created Bootcamp. So that's the next slide. I created Bootcamp as like a solution to my problem when I was a freshman. So next slide. So what is Bootcamp? So Bootcamp is a fun, guided way for students to learn and build projects together. So there's kind of two phases to this program that I built. So first, you follow our curriculum, which are built by students just like you, to learn essential skills you need to build your own project. Then after you go through like 3 or 4 weeks of our curriculum, you apply those skills that you learn in those 3 and 4 weeks to make your own project that you can put on your resume that can hopefully land you a really awesome internship and job. So yeah, our motto is code something new in 60 days. And yes, this is going to be recorded, by the way. Awesome. Next slide. So there's a couple of awesome things about this program that we have changed from our previous iterations of Bootcamp. So instead of restricting our program to only a few students, we're actually allowing everyone who wants to participate. And all the experiences related to the program will be available to everyone. But we do have a really awesome mentorship program that we work with various companies in the Bay Area for. And it is restricted. So if you're interested, please apply for that. But if you just want to like connect with other students and program something and get something on your resume, anyone can participate. There's no limit. Next slide. The links will be at the end of the presentation, by the way. So there's a couple of roles that are involved in this program. So they're instructors who are awesome people like Beau and Emily, who you will meet later. So Bit project members who have developed the curriculum and will be guiding you through the camp. So these are all students from previous camps. This is the most awesome part of our program, is that students who have gone through the program become mentors for the next iteration. So the people, so all the instructors that will be helping all of you through your projects have gone through the exact same process a couple weeks or a couple months ago. So they understand your pain. And they will be available on Discord for any questions you may have, both technically and also like about life. And the second role is students, so all of you who will be participating. And the third and final role would be industry mentors. So we have some experienced engineers and folks in the tech industry that are part of the mentorship program, and they'll be helping students in our program kind of build and level up and kind of organize their projects. So yeah. So there's 2 main phases to Bootcamps. So the first phase is called learning. So instead of giving you like a markdown, a PDF, a really hard to read, non-interactive way to actually learn content, we have developed something called Github Learning Labs. So what it does is it creates a repo in your GitHub account, and there's a pre-installed bot that guides you through what you're supposed to learn. So you get to have your own repo and show people, hey, this is exactly what I did. So nothing is like a PDF. It's very interactive and it's very fun. And all of our curriculum is also open source and are in the form of GitHub Learning Labs. And there is also a GitHub repo on our organization repo that has all of our curriculum on it. So let's say you want to improve it, or you see something that you wanted to change, you can open an issue and a pull request. So we can actually take your feedback and apply it to make our curriculum even better. Awesome. So this is an example of what the very friendly GitHub Learning Lab bot looks like. And it will give you really detailed instructions of what you need to do step by step to guide you and for you to build a project. It's really awesome. So the second portion are live lectures. So Bit project instructors with industry people will be leading weekly live lectures on Twitch. And there will be different lectures depending on what track you pick and what technologies you want to learn. And we have some really awesome people who are going to be hosting and co-hosting these streams with us. The GIF in the slide is a developer advocate and personally a friend. Her name is Chloe Condon, and she is amazing. So if you go to her streams, you'll learn a lot about how to use serverless technologies. So yeah, you can interact with the chat, join the stream for more complex questions, and basically get a really good idea of how you're supposed to tackle programs that you're going to do in your own guided GitHub Learning Labs. Awesome. Also, we will have weekly office hours on Discord. So Bit Project instructors will be available for office hours once a week on Discord voice channels. So this is the time where you can ask questions about the curriculum, lectures, homeworks, projects, etc. And this is also a time for you to brainstorm ideas for projects and network with other folks who are doing the same thing. So you can like ask each other questions and learn from each other. So that's like the weekly office hours. We will also have a lot of community events. We have Shreya here, who is our director of operations / community, and she is an amazing person, and she will organize amazing community events for all of us to bond and learn more about each other. So there will be bi-weekly socials that we open to everyone, and we will also host brainstorming sessions for project ideas, and we will also be doing professional development events, and they will be announced in the events channel on our Discord. Awesome. So the phase 2, so that's all the learning part. So now we move on to the building part, because you got to build stuff to actually learn how things work. So let's go to the next slide. So we are going to be building amazing projects, and they're going to be amazing. And you get to hear from students who have built awesome projects with our kind of model after this. So Bootcamps provide students with like the basic skills and fundamentals to build really cool coding projects. And then students can work together to brainstorm ideas and submit projects for prizes. So after going through the 3 to 4 week tutorial, learning the fundamentals of a particular app, you can start building your own app. And each learning lab that we will give you will guide you through how to structure and think about your project as you like brainstorm and kind of figure out how you want to build it. Awesome. And so what you are going to submit to us to kind of win a prize is write a blog post about your experience building your app and attach your GitHub repo. So this is an example. We will share the slides in the chat, but this is an example of what Beau did. So this is a blog that Beau wrote with Chloe. And he built an amazing heartbeat monitor. There he is, Beau. Yeah, and then his blog is super awesome. And the deadline to submit your project will be April 15th, 2020. So there's still a bunch of time for you to think of your idea and then program it and then write about it.
Just adding it real quick, that's 2021, not 2020.
2021, sorry. I think we can go back in time if we just try hard enough. But anyways, okay, Emily. How are you doing, Emily?
Doing well. All right, my slides are up. So, hey guys, my name is Emily. I hope y'all are doing great today, day, night, wherever you are. But I'm a junior at Panther Creek High School. I'm in North Carolina, and I participated in Bootcamp Serverless fall 2020. So that was pretty recent. Just back in last November, I did my live stream on my final project, which I'm going to talk about later. But first things first, my experience. So during Serverless Bootcamp, first of all, I had lots of fun. I met new people from literally all around the country, on the West Coast, on the East Coast. And I wrote a blog about Bunny Image, which if you're wondering why that is, I'm going to explain later. I wrote a blog like Beau did. And I also worked with an industry mentor, and his name is Ankit. So I learned a lot from him about what the industry's like, what code should be like when you're writing it for a company, what's professional. See, like if you're like me, taking coding classes in school, we learn all the basics, loops, conditionals, but how do you apply that when you're making your own industry level project? And that's what I really enjoyed about Bootcamp. So actually, I'm going to be a student mentor for the next iteration of Azure and our new camp, MongoDB. And this is going to be the third iteration, actually. And after I went through the camp, what Daniel just talked about, the learning portion, the learning lab, me and my team went in, we made some changes to improve the curriculum for y'all. And I think it's going to be really great. So I'm really excited for that. Please join us if you can.
Yeah, and the best part is that there's going to be students from our Twitch stream right now who is probably going to be hosting the next iteration of the Camp Serverless next year. So that is super exciting to me that people we haven't met yet will be doing amazing things and helping more and more students. So yeah. Oh, before we move on, Emily, I have a question for you. So what would you kind of give, if you had to give a piece of advice to all of the folks who are interested in doing Bootcamp, what would it be?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I think my advice would be to, just open your horizons, like when I first signed up for Bootcamp, I wasn't really sure, what I wanted to do. I saw Azure, I saw, web apps, and I really wasn't comfortable with that. I thought I don't really have that much experience with connecting a front end to a back end, making everything work. What is cloud computing? What is serverless stuff? And I decided to sign up, and look where I am now. So my advice to you is to just, it's pretty cliche, but, try things that you don't think you can accomplish, because, what is there to lose?
Awesome advice. Awesome. So yeah, so let's talk about your project. What was your project?
So I mentioned a name earlier. It's called Bunny Image. And basically what you do is it's a web page you open on your phone and you upload an image. So I'm doing online school now, and we have to submit a lot of stuff, transfer it from paper to computer. And a lot of times that can be pretty time consuming or frustrating. So during tests, what I can do, I take a picture of my test on my phone. I upload it to Bunny Image, which is a web app. Then through the magic of APIs and Azure functions, it gets turned into a PDF. You log in on your laptop and you receive the PDF, the downloaded PDF, and you can upload it to your test. A lot faster than trying to email it to yourself or uploading it onto Google Drive. So here's a quick peek into the user interface, the UI of my app. So you go to the upload tab, as you can see here, and I'm going to choose a file. Let's say I want to choose a picture of my homework. I enter username, my homework. I submit the picture, and I don't show this part here, but you would go to the download tab and download your image. Yes, thank you. I love the penguin too. That's my favorite part. But yeah, okay. So here's a behind the scenes. It's not all that pretty in the front. You have this is just a specific, I just wanted to show the documentation of the API I used. So I used a while loop to continually loop to check to see if my file's been converted. But that was just a smaller part of my project. If you want to see the entire project, we can share the link to me and Beau's blogs later.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that if you don't understand the things that Emily's talking about, like what is an API, what is documentation, I just want to say that you don't have to know all those things because we will teach you. Like all of the things that Emily have developed to help you guys is designed for people with little to no experience. So don't get scared or intimidated by all these words, because in only a couple of weeks, you'll be like API this, documentation that, you'll be a master. So just wanted to add that one piece. Awesome.
Yeah, and I want to add on to Daniel too. I came into this camp with very little knowledge about APIs, and now I'm talking like I know what they are. So I hope that does something.
Awesome. Beau, can you tell us more about yourself?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name's Beau. I am currently a junior at Brookline High School. So I actually participated in the very first cohort of serverless back in I think July, August that time. So my project actually got displayed on the IoT show, which is one of the things on Channel 9 by Microsoft. I got to write a blog under the Azure team on dev.to. So that was super fun. My experience was super educational, and I met a lot of really cool people. Nowadays, or well, I after that Serverless Bootcamp, I started working on the curriculum for Serverless Bootcamp. And now I am working on the new Slack Bootcamp, and I would highly recommend it. It's going to be really good. So yeah, so back in July or August, sometime then, I actually created my own project during the 8-week bootcamp, 4-week, 5-week bootcamp. So my project was a bit different. It wasn't really fully focused on a web app that used Azure Functions. So what I did was actually I created a heart rate monitor. So if you see here, the first part is actually just I guess it's a quick drawing or image of the hardware I used. And then I showed how it connected to the Azure server through the IoT hub. And basically, in I guess a sentence or two, it tracks your heart rate and notifies you by text message when it goes over a certain beat. So I think I set it over 100 or 120, like when you're having a heart attack, something like that. Yeah. So the actual device, I used a board called an ESP8266. But basically, it just sorry. Basically, it connected the heart rate sensor to the IoT hub, which is not really using Azure Functions yet, but it still has to do with this topic of cloud computing. So specifics don't matter as much. If you'd like to see the whole project, I'll leave the repo in, or I guess as Emily said, I'll put the repo, or I'll put our blogs in the repos I guess at the end, something like that. So basically, I connected everything using Logic Apps. If you don't know what Logic Apps is, you can think of it as a user and a beginner-friendly version of Azure Functions. Everything's built using these blocks, kind of like Scratch, if anyone has tried that. And it's a lot easier on the eye and easier to put together. And then I also used a super cool API called Twilio. We'll talk about that a bit later. We actually have another bootcamp with Twilio. But I used Twilio to send a text message to my phone. Yeah.
So Shreya, can you tell us more about the mentorship program?
Yeah, I can definitely talk about the mentorship program. So for the mentorship program we talked about, it's going to be slightly restricted. So not everyone right now will be able to access it. We are trying to make it more scalable in the future. But at the time, it's going to be restricted to 8 students per camp, and we have 5 camps. So total 40 students will be paired up with 1 industry mentor each. That is someone who is a seasoned engineer who has a lot of experience in the topic that you're learning in each camp, so that you can work with them weekly one-on-one. Work on your project, ask them questions. You can network with them, ask them questions, not just about like the project and the course itself, but you can talk about their experience in the tech industry and really just make a really awesome connection out of that. And every student in the mentorship program will go through like a full 45-minute orientation as well the week before it starts. So you'll learn more about like what your actual dedication to that program is going to be then, and what your day-to-day is going to look like. But we had a question about the time commitment that I just want to address real quick right now. I'd say for anyone in this program, it typically ranges between 6 to 8 hours, and that is depending on how quickly you code and how much time you're putting into this. If you're not in the mentorship program, it is completely your decision how much time you want to put in. You can choose to simply just watch the lectures once a week, and that can be your commitment. Or if you want to go all the way, go to every office hours and like create a full-on project by the end of it, I would say probably around the same time as the mentorship program. So like 5 to 8 hours a week. But in that case, it's also something that you have to kind of like motivate yourself to do. So depending on how quickly you work, you'd have to come up with a time for yourself. And
Yeah, just to add on to that, I think this is also very dependent on what you want to get out of it. Because I think as a college student, only like a year or two ago, something that a lot of my recruiters that I worked with asked me was like, "What kind of side projects do you have? Like, do you have a GitHub account?" Like, I think it's really important to kind of invest. This is kind of some unsolicited advice from like someone who works in tech. Is I think it's important to spend as much time thinking about like developing those skills that'll be useful in those tech interviews as much as you do about grades, because I think a lot of people discount the amount of effort you need to put in to learn all the skills that you need to get a really good job. How are people chosen for the mentorship program?
We choose people based off of the application on how much we think that they're able to dedicate in terms of the time, but also the amount of effort that you put into the application does reflect how much effort you'll put into it later on. We are dedicating a lot of our resources for this program to be possible. So we want to make sure the students that get chosen are going to take it seriously, and that they're going to have a good experience, but the mentors also are going to have a great experience throughout the time. So I'd say I've seen a lot of the applications already. A lot of them will say that they're registering for a camp and not give any information in the actual short answer, the short response section. So just put effort into your answer if you want a chance to get in. There are quite a lot of spaces available. I'd say around like 20 of the 40 spots are still available. So you have until the end of this week, until the 8th of January to sign up. And we are going to start sending out some of the offers this week. And if students don't respond with confirmations, we'll open up more spots in that case. And we'll give the links for the application at the very end of the info session, and we'll send it in the chat too.
Is there a link where students can find like where when this camp starts and ends? Because we got a question.
Yes, I believe it's all on the website. If you go to bitproject.org, I'm going to put that in the chat right now, /programs.
Also, we have this amazing question. Can I read it out loud? If I join, can Shreya mentor me?
No, probably not. I'm not going to be one of the mentors, but the mentors that we do have and the student instructors are incredible people. So you're going to have an amazing experience if you do join.
Awesome. If we don't get an email, does that mean we didn't get the mentorship?
If you fill out the application, you will get an email that will tell you if you got into the mentorship or not this week.
Awesome. Awesome sauce. Okay, let's talk more about the upcoming bit camps that are coming up. Also, kudos to the design team because this looks freaking amazing. Awesome. So yeah, we are partnering with 3 awesome companies this time around for our bit project bit camps. So we're partnering with Twilio, awesome company. If you have any like thing that you want to build using a phone number, like calling someone, texting someone, Twilio is the amazing API that will let you do everything. Slack is another partner. We're partnering with them to teach folks how to use Node.js and how to build Slack apps. And Microsoft, we're gonna teach students how we can use serverless functions to make awesome projects. Awesome. So yeah, Emily, tell us more about the Intro to Serverless camp that you're hosting this time around.
Yeah, so first of all, let's appreciate the slides here. But yeah, so I was in the past iteration for serverless, so I know I addressed any concerns and worries from the last iteration's curriculum, and I implemented it, me and my team implemented it into this time around. So it should be better, and as always, we appreciate any feedback. But heading on into actually what the camp is about. So this is an 8-week camp, and there are 3 weeks for learning, and all the rest, weeks 4 through 8, are for your final project. So just going a quick overview about what you're going to learn. Week 1 is focusing on setting up tools. So if you've never used GitHub, this is a great time to learn about it. We're going to talk about VS Code. We're talking about extensions. We're going to set up Azure. And then week 2, we're going to start diving in to that example project. So you're actually going to build 2 projects. The first one is guided using the Learning Lab. The second one is open-ended, all on your own. So what we're going to build in Azure is an emotion reader. And to build an emotion reader, we're going to code an HTTP trigger and use a face API. And then we're going to code a front end to connect everything together. And don't worry if you don't know what these things are yet. Promise the Learning Lab will cover everything. It's made to be beginner friendly.
Awesome. Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about what is NoSQL and like what this camp is going to be about?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this one. This one, the curriculum is still in development, but I promise it's going to be really good once it comes out. But yeah, NoSQL, we're partnering with MongoDB, and this is a unique kind of database. It's super easy to work with, super nice. And basically the data is organized in JSON files. So if you don't know what JSON is, that's completely fine. We also go over that.
He sounds like a really cool guy, not gonna lie, Jason. Just kidding, bad joke.
JSON is pretty cool. But yeah, so it uses JSON, and we're going to learn about that during the camp. But with this amazing application, we're going to use MongoDB Compass, MongoDB Atlas, Atlas Realms. We're going to use all three of these things to build another web app. And during this camp, you're going to learn how to search, create, and analyze data. So if you've ever wanted to explore a database, but make it friendly for users. So like, let's say you're applying to colleges. There's these databases of data about acceptance rates, SAT scores, ACT scores. Maybe you want to make a side project that analyzes the data, graphs it out. So this is a great opportunity if you want to do something like that.
That sounds amazing. Thank you. What's the next camp? Oh shoot, Beau. Beau, you're here. So talk about building Slack apps. Like what would you say to people who want to join this camp?
Okay, so first of all, before I even knew I was gonna be like creating the content and hosting it with Slack, I was a big fan of Slack for like I guess messaging apps in general. We use it a lot here at Bit Project. Would you agree, Daniel? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of glued to Slack. It's like my BFF.
Okay, so let me go to the next slide. So this Bootcamp is not only going to be teaching you how to make Slack apps, which are super useful for the actual platform Slack, which is used in the industry by like every big company, every tech company. You could list any name. But we're actually also going to be including Node.js, which is based on JavaScript. And basically, it's going to be making super cool apps and bots. So a quick run through. Week 1 will be a quick introduction to Node.js, the Bolt framework, which is what you use to make Slack apps. And it's really going to be an introduction into actually creating Slack apps. Then in week 2, we're going to be introducing some harder features like modals, something called Block Kit, which is super cool. Week 3, we're introducing the, it should say Google, but we're introducing the Google Translator API, which is going to be making a translator app, which is my favorite. And then lastly, we're not using Calendar, but we're going to be using the GitHub API. And we're going to finish off with the webhooks. So your Slack app will respond to any changes in a given repository. So it's going to be super cool, and I can't wait for it to start.
Woo. Yeah, I agree. This is going to be really cool because building a Slack, any bot, I think, is really, really awesome. Like, but what do you think about bots like you built for Discord and stuff?
They're super cool. Yeah, I built quite a few for Discord and Slack, and they're best thing.
Awesome, awesome. Like, yeah, let's move on to. Oh yeah, show us what this is.
So on the left is a translator app. So this is for week 3. You can see it translated the phrase in Spanish, I believe. And then on the right is the example of the week 2, what we're going to be working on. So the bot responds with a simple hello user message.
Awesome. Shreya, do you want to explain what the Intro to JavaScript Bootcamp will be?
Hi. Yes. The Intro to JavaScript Bootcamp is really cool because it is honestly just the most introductory course recommended for like someone who has absolutely no coding experience. I would highly recommend going into this one because it tells you all of the basics of JavaScript. Each week we have projects just like the other camps do that help you go from zero experience to being able to build like a really awesome project game using JavaScript. And this time we're implementing a little bit more of the HTML and CSS part to it as well so that your final project can include a website if that's something that you're interested in.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So the intro to game dev, I think is super exciting. We don't have the folks that are organizing it here, but the awesome thing about this camp is that student clubs from around the world, we can say, because there's a club from Canada. So student clubs from around the world came together to make this curriculum. So we built this curriculum all remotely from student clubs across the world. Well, just US and Canada, but I can say across the world because it's like two countries. Okay, never mind. So yeah, it's super cool. And basically, during the camp, we're going to be covering the basics of Unity. So Unity is like one of the biggest game engines out there to build awesome video games. So we're going to be covering the basics of Unity and actually getting you to actually build a game. So week 1 will be getting started with the software itself. Week 2 is the physics. Week 3 is design and creating design documents. 4 and 5 is building the UI for your game, and week 6 to 7 will be audio processing. Awesome. And here is how you join. So if you want to get mentorship, please apply as soon as possible. Spots are filling up really quickly at bitproject.org/programs. Also, please join the Discord because that's where you're going to have the most up-to-date information about all of our things. Like if we have spots opening up, if there's like extensions to the deadline for applications, et cetera, et cetera. And there is a channel called Bootcamp Selection Share. Can you talk a little bit more about the Discord?
Yeah, so for the Discord, the entire program, including the mentorship part, is going to be run on Discord. So if you're participating to any extent, you're going to end up there at some point. Let me actually just screen share the Discord right now. Should I do that? And then
yeah, for sure.
Just do you guys
do you
see it?
Okay, cool.
Awesome. When you first join, you're probably going to go into the rules category and it's going to ask you to mark this off. Once you're there, I believe the bootcamp selection option is now available. So this is for anyone in the public that wants to participate. I can see some of you guys are already marking things off. What this selection does is it then opens up these categories at the very bottom for each of the different camps. So you have Microsoft, Twilio, Slack, MongoDB, and game development. I would recommend, like, if you want, you can open all of them up, but just keep your eye on the ones that you're going to dedicate your time to. Otherwise, it might get a little bit overwhelming if you have all of the channels open. But yeah, we're going to have an announcement channel for each of them where the mentors are going to be making announcements related to the curriculum, any events that we're going to be having, updates also related to anything that changes in the curriculum. All of the live streams that happen every week will be uploaded right into the videos channel. Changes in the GitHub, questions that you have, you can ask in the questions channel. And then general is just, you can talk to anyone, any student, instructor, mentor who is participating in this camp in the general channel. For students in the mentorship program, there's going to be an additional channel that is just dedicated to those 8 students to interact with the instructors like Emily and Beau. And the rest of them. And then your office hours are going to be held in the classroom channel. So that's pretty much it. Everything at the top is just Bit Project, and this is our entire Bit Project community, including students who are in the camps and people who have previously taken the camps or participated in other events. But yeah, if you guys have questions about how Discord works, just feel free to ask us at any time. I know I want to address a question that we just got. I'm going to bring everyone back so that we're all on the same page real quick. We got a question about like your age and whether you're able to participate if you're not like a current student in college, and that is totally fine. We don't usually ask people their ages on their applications because the goal for Bit Project is to make sure anyone at any point in their life that wants to get into tech has the resources to do so. So it is available to everyone.
I want to add that we not only allow, but we encourage, we would love for people from non-traditional backgrounds to participate in our program, because we feel like our job as student leaders, but also as a nonprofit, is to get folks who are not traditionally kind of designed or kind of aiming to go to tech, to give them a pathway into tech. So if we can help you in any way in your journey to become working in the tech industry, we'd love to be part of that journey. So please feel free. We would love to have you and build projects with us. That would be really awesome.
And before we go into the Q&A, I think Yangchi had something to say.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Hello everyone. My name is Yangchi and I'm on the design team for Bit Project. I just wanted to like stop by and say that we will be having like T-shirt giveaways throughout the entirety of these camps. You will be automatically getting T-shirts if you are part of the Bootcamp Mentorship Program. But for those of y'all who aren't, I highly recommend like following us on social media for free T-shirt giveaways. As part of like the design team, we have been working like really hard on these designs. So I'm super excited for you all to see them, and make sure to follow us on social media.
Woo! That's awesome. Should we go into the Q&A?
Let's do it.
Awesome. I think feel free to drop your questions right now. So will there be a summer Bit Camp, or is it just spring and fall? We will have another Bit Camp right after this. This will be there'll be at least 2 iterations per year, but perhaps 3, depending on how this one kind of scheduling conflicts end up. But there will be another Bit Camp after this, so don't worry about that. Is there any other questions that you see, Shreya, that we can address? Oh, would joining one of the Bit Camps be realistic for someone that doesn't have coding experience? I want Emily to take this one.
Okay, so I think it's totally achievable. Like if you want to try it, go ahead, join it, try it out. If you feel like it's too overwhelming, feel free to, step back, take a breather. But I totally recommend just trying it out. It might spark a new interest. And some of the Bit Camps are built for students who don't have that much coding experience. So even if you don't have any, it's a good idea to just, dip your toes in and try it out. That's what I say.
Awesome. How and where
Daniel,
can we...
real quick, before you go into the other question, the student instructors like Emily and Beau that you'll be working with if you're in the mentorship program, like their main goal is to help you succeed. So even if you have less experience than all the other students, like they're going to help you do it at your own pace. So it's never going, like no one's ever going to pressure you to do more than you feel like you're, capable of. But yeah, go ahead, Daniel.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, I just want to say these students who you'll be working with as part of the Bit Project staff are like the most like friendly, helpful people you will probably work with in college. So I wouldn't worry too much about being intimidated or kind of being overwhelmed. They're really nice, and you will be set up for success.
I think another question is how and where can we attend the Bit Camps? Everything is going to be on Discord. So that's the join.bitproject.org that we sent a couple of times, and it's also in the slideshow.
Yeah, if I could add one thing, the launch date for the learning labs for Serverless and Slack will be on January 15th, and we will be announcing when the live streams will be on Discord directly.
Mm-hmm.
So just go on Discord and we will explain everything. Would you recommend joining more than one camp for a first timer?
I would probably say if I were doing it, I would only do one at a time. Everything is available even after the live streams other than the office hours. So you can always take the other camps that you're interested in later in time or apply again in the summer or the winter. It's always available. But I would try to pick the one that you're most interested in. Maybe spend a week checking out the different live streams, just making your decision, and then choosing one and then sticking to that one throughout. If you want to come out with like a really awesome full-fledged project at the end of it.
Yeah, also, you can actually combine the skills you learned from different bootcamps, because you can have a website with a backend in Mongo that connects through serverless functions that is coded in JavaScript. You know, like we're not limiting your creativity in what you can build for your personal project. There's a one. I want Shreya to answer this one.
If we want to participate in the programs but not in the mentorship, do we still need to apply? As long as you're in the Discord and you go through that selection process and bootcamp selection channel, then you don't need to apply through the application. Everyone who did apply in the application but doesn't get into the mentorship program will be redirected to Discord.
Awesome. If we want to do all of the camps, are we able to? Maybe at a later time?
Yeah.
So?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, cool. Will the live lectures be recorded?
Yes, they will be. Links will be sent in the Discord. I think there's a video channel in each of those categories, and they will be available on our YouTube as well.
Also, can I add on to that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So actually, we're implementing something new this iteration, and live lectures will have a corresponding published blog with it. So let's say you watch the live stream and you remember there's a snippet of code that you need to do your homework. Well, you can just check out the blog in the Learning Lab, and it's going to have a step-by-step of everything we did in the live stream. So that's a nice new thing we're going to have.
That's so cool. I didn't even know that, but that's awesome.
Awesome. If we want to attend the big camps, do we have to sign up, or do we just show up to the live streams?
It depends on how you define attending. In mentorship programs, there's going to be a very clear guideline of which office hours you have to attend, live streams and everything, as well as homework deadlines. Emily, do you want to talk about, or Beau, do you want to talk about how the GitHub Learning Lab is set? So after the live streams, like how you go through learning the content?
Beau?
Sure, I don't mind. All right, so I think right now how it's structured is basically every week there'll be the live stream, and for that corresponding live stream you'll have a homework assignment. It's kind of like a addition to the live stream that will further advance your skills that you learned during the live stream. So for example, if the live stream is teaching for Slack, which is what I did, if it's teaching you some simple skills like how to install a library, the homework will be like using that library to send a message, something like that. So everything's really connected with each other. They kind of run in sync.
Awesome. Do you recommend the mentorship program for those with zero coding experience? Will we be considered if we apply? Shreya.
You will definitely be considered. We care in the application. I will guarantee you 90% of the application is just you proving to us if you want to learn. So if you can do that, you'll be highly considered. If you have 10 years of coding experience, but you don't actually sound like you want to learn anything, then you're not going to get in. That's just if you want to learn, you get in. That's kind of how it goes.
Okay. You said that some of the mentorship spots have already been decided. Are there still spots available in all of the various big camps?
Yep, all of the camps still have spots available.
Awesome. When it becomes filled, we will update our website to reflect that. So as long as it's up in bitproject.org/programs, there's still spots open.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the mentors? Sorry if you already answered this.
So we have two different types of mentors that Daniel explained earlier. You have instructors like Emily and Beau and a bunch of other people on our team. You probably don't know them, so I'm not going to name call just yet, but they will introduce themselves in Discord this week. And then our mentors, we're still deciding on who the mentors are going to be because we've had an application for that as well. The serverless mentors are going to be the same as the serverless mentors from the fall quarter version that Emily took. And I think that includes Anthony, Stephanus, and Ankit, and we're going to have one more person join their team. So we will make announcements for them probably on our social media. I think, Yangqi, you have some posts scheduled, right?
Yeah, but I have to say some of the mentors, especially for the serverless, I can't emphasize how awesome the mentors are. They are actually part of the team that builds as their functions, like the technology that you'll be using to build your project. So you're actually talking to the people who are building the technology you're using. So I just think that's the coolest thing. So yeah, the mentors are awesome. Folks who have a lot of experience with software engineering. How many weeks is the project? So for the mentored version, we have 3 to 4 weeks of learning and 4 weeks of actually doing the open-ended project. But the deadlines for like the prize and award ceremony and all of that will be on April 15th for all of the different various camps that we offer. So it is however long you want to spend on it. That's how long the project is. Awesome. Do we get access to GitHub after live stream lectures? I don't know what this means, but yes.
If you mean in terms of the curriculum, you'll have access to it before the actual lectures. You can like whiz through the curriculum if you want to. You don't even have to wait for the lectures. That's just for
everything is online. Like we don't hide anything. Everything is open source. It's all on our GitHub. Yeah. Awesome. If we didn't get to your question, please re-ask it because I think we got a lot and we want to make sure that like we get to your questions. So last call. Okay. I didn't really, can I read the question?
Yeah, go ahead, read.
I didn't really put much detail on rush the application at first, but after hearing about it and knowing that it would reflect our determination, how bad we want to be considered, I resubmitted my application with much more detail. Will that be disqualified if I already submitted my first not really determined app?
No, we'll look through your second application. Don't worry.
Awesome. Oh yeah, we got an awesome question. Are you planning to implement advanced Bootcamps if hypothetically I finished the introductory course such as NoSQL? That is a great question. So here's the thing. We are a bunch of students who came together to do this for other students. So we would actually encourage people like you who have finished the intro to actually contribute back to the thing that you learned from and actually add on modules so we can offer more advanced content to other people. So yes, the long answer is yes and no. So no, we don't have plans right now, but we want people like you to come into the fold and help us offer more advanced Bootcamps to the future generation, because how the philosophy that Bit Project kind of works behind is students kind of paying it forward. So let's say you learn something from another student. We want you to teach another student a skill that you learned so you can kind of like continue this cycle of everyone just learning and then becoming amazing tech people. Awesome. Oh, so hypothetically, if I graduate college, I can teach everyone my CS. Of course. Yeah, Bit Project is all about. Yeah, that's literally the point of our org, is teaching everyone all the knowledge you have, so we share the knowledge. Awesome. So where can we find a link to the curriculum on GitHub? Awesome. I will actually drop that into the chat right now. Our dear friend Emily here has been working their behind off to get this as organized and efficient as possible. There's still a lot of work being done because we're remodeling our GitHub, but that is where all the curriculum is and will live in the future.
If you're going to add on that, if you want to see what happens behind the scenes, check out the issues tab, and you can see all the work that our team has been doing to bring Bootcamps to life for you.
Awesome. Yeah, and the point of this is giving back. So we would love if you have feedback. If you're like, this particular step in this tutorial makes no sense, I think I can make it better. We want you to contribute. So if you're, we will post more information on how you can do that, but we would love for you to actually come and help us improve the experience for everyone. But yeah, so I think that is pretty much all of the questions. I think they're slowing down. So let's wrap this up. And I want to say thank you to, will there be a bootcamp for all the wonderful PowerPoint slide designs?
I think we need Nadia to do that for us.
I think Nadia, who's our design lead, will probably put something together. But yeah, we are a delight. I totally agree. So thank you for taking the time to explain it. Of course, if you have any other questions, feel free to leave a comment, a message on Discord, and we would love to answer it. Woo!
Awesome. See
Yay,
you on
that's the
Discord.
end of our stream. Awesome.
Bye,
Well, I
and
hope to see you in the next iteration. And yeah, stay awesome, everyone. Woo!
bye.